Gentlemen, council meeting. You are by summons to attend the meeting of the town council to be held in the main hall, Hemsworth Town Council Community Centre, Bullenshaw Road, Hemsworth, commencing at 7 p.m. on Thursday, 1st of December 2022, for the purpose of transacting the following business. So we'll move to item 1, apologies for absence. To receive apologies for absence and to consider and approve the reasons for absence.
Councillors Wilson.
Item 2, declarations of interest. Council should disclose pecuniary or non-pecuniary interest in any items on this agenda. Yeah. Item 3, public question time. To receive questions from members of the public and to receive any reports from community meetings.
Yeah, we're Alan Draper there.
Vicky at the back. I'll come to the next one.
Why weren't you looking at all that big meeting?
I'm looking at it's now December, and are you looking at the budget for 2023 to 24? And if so, is accessible play equipment in that budget?
Budget set in January,
Yeah.
and there is still the funding hopefully coming from Wakefield for accessible equipment for play work.
Did you get that, Vicky?
No, I didn't, sorry.
So the budget's set in January, and we're looking for Wakefield Council to put something in place for that project.
I know
For the play area.
Are they going to be doing? Are we going to be doing something? So it's quite expensive, this is play equipment, but it's well deserved for the children and young people who require it. So that they're able to join in with their family activities. Are we doing anything?
Like I said, with the budgets, Vicky, are in January, so that will be discussed at that time.
Right, thank you. And my other one is, a while back there was said in a meeting that you wanted members of the public to join in to put ideas forward, you know, for things to happen in the area. I've not heard anything since then.
No, neither have I. I don't think, unless somebody's approached Alan, that anybody come forward.
I think members of the public were asked to approach the council, either in writing or something like that, weren't they?
I emailed Alan.
I believe some did.
Yeah, I did.
Alan, can you elaborate? Because I don't know.
I can't recall, I'm sorry, Nick, I can't remember.
Yeah, it was actually said for the residents actually writing to yourself to Draper, and then it would, a panel would be drawn up.
I knew you now.
Right, so can you look into that on then to see if you have got any emails or anything for correspondence?
Sure, I'll take forward, didn't I? Yeah, how long since were it done that?
I would
Few
say
weeks now,
I would
a few
say
weeks done. September, and it's not been sorted then.
Right, well, we've left it with Alan, so we'll come back to us. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. I'd just like to request that the town clerk uses a microphone when he speaks, because I can't speak, so I don't know how to do it. So we're losing a lot of information. Listening.
I'll pass you this.
Yeah, we'll pass him the mic when he has to speak. Any more questions? I'll come to you, and then I'll come to Dave, and then I'll come to you, Catherine.
Just to clarify that a couple of people have pointed out that it was on the HTC website to contact Sean about the events committee, not Alan, and a number of people are saying that they actually had emailed Sean about it.
Right, thank you, Lynn.
So we're not made.
Yeah, so, obviously,
So we're not named people. Yeah, of course we can name. It'll be looked into. Yeah, we'll look into it because she's, don't name. No. Well, she's good. She does more than a
Right,
lot of others. Don't she?
Dave,
She's brilliant.
Just reading this literature here, stated and obviously not backed up. Axel Construction paid and the outstanding.
Can't hear you, love.
Axel Construction paid all the outstanding money from 2012.
Can we move on? Move progress. It's
No,
been
no,
can we move progress? It's been
Courtesy, please,
Yeah.
but we don't do that when you're speaking or when you're chairing anything. When I'm on precept there, nothing out my saying, please.
yes, go on, Dave.
Axel Construction paid the outstanding money. So it says in here, in July 2012, then there would not have been any interest to be or any further legal costs. Now, it also in here, it states that the legal advice at the time was for the council to actually foreclose. Now, if that is the case, why did the council then sit on their hands for 7 years? And the only serving person that was on it at the time was you aware of this, and then are you also aware of what's in here? That in 2016, Tina Pattison made Saw Construction aware that the £200,000 interest would be better off in the pockets of Saw Construction rather than the precept payers.
I think it did come up at the last town council meeting regarding that, because I think it were Kathy, I think it were you asked about how much had been paid in legal fees, I think, and I did mention that last week at the special meeting regarding it. The money that were waived from the last council interest, which were quite a considerable amount, and obviously they were asked to complete, and if they had completed, Kathy, is what your question were about the finances, we wouldn't have even had them that to pay. And if you kick the can down the road, as some people say, it was after May, the next council would have still had the finances, legal costs to pay. But obviously it's been sorted now. So, but yeah, you're right. This is what I mentioned at the last town council meeting.
My question was about, you were discussing something in the extension that mentioned freedom costs. I wasn't asking about what had happened before. I was questioning why it was back on the agenda, Kirbygate, and that you were looking at instructing a solicitor again, which what then happened was they came back into the meeting after it had been discussed in extension, and it was said that that hadn't been agreed. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, that wasn't shown on any of the Zoom. For some reason, the Zoom wasn't started when that statement was made. So a lot of people that were watching on Zoom didn't actually know what had been stated. It's only the people that were actually in this meeting. My question is relating to something on the agenda. So what I want to know is, when we come to that section, will I be able to ask the question?
No.
I want to ask it now because I don't know what we're going to discuss, and due to the fact that I've sent in a freedom of information to Mr. Hurd. The reply I got this morning doesn't work with my figures, and the accounts are showing other information, and I can't find anything in the minutes where this was discussed. So if you're going to discuss this item, which is on the agenda, why can't I then come in to ask the question relating to that?
because we're having public question time now, Kathy, and then no more questions after.
Yes, that's it now.
Question now.
Do it now, right?
That's what I'm gonna do. So item 23, the farmer's car park. I asked Mr. Draper for all information regarding that, whether there was a contractual agreement drawn up by HTC and yourselves regarding the use of it. Also, all costs associated, including material, staffing costs, and everything else. Mr. Draper sent a reply to me this morning, didn't really answer all the questions, very vague, which is unusual. So there's 4 items in your accounts showing 4 claims that don't equate to Mr. Draper's figure. And also, we've got an invoice for MRC groundworks, which again, I've asked for a copy of that invoice and what it relates to, which I've been told I'll get in the morning, not today. So can you tell me why we engaged NCR groundworks? Because according to the minutes, no other work was taking place in any other areas. And the code that's put against all of these invoices is code 101, which is the lakeside, which in my eyes, the car park that belongs to you shouldn't actually be coded.
It doesn't belong to me now.
Well, you will.
It doesn't belong to me, Kathy.
Well, you're part of. You're
Did
part
it
of the
at the time.
company.
You know what, last time we had a meeting.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was one of them.
Yeah, but I'm just answering, it's not my car park.
well, it's.
Right, so answer to that then, Kathy, is that it is on the meeting. I can't give you the answers to the planings of the other. I think that's got to go through Alan to answer that. Any more questions?
So can Alan answer that then, please?
That's the right to you, Kathy. I'll email you tomorrow.
But surely you've had to look at all this information for this meeting,
I know from memory, we had planings for different parts of the council, we bought planings.
but they're all coded 101, which is the lakeside. If it's planings for Sandygate's got a different code.
It has, yeah, but I'll have to check that tomorrow and get back to you.
But they're all coded.
I've got a good
101.
memory, but not perfect.
I might be able to assist you.
Oh, Chair.
If I can go through, Chair, yeah.
Yeah, question.
MRC groundworks put a tender in, I think there were 3 tenders, and that was for the work outside the lakeside. With regards to road planings, Kathy, and the town council purchased road planings from Kirby Road when they were taken up. And a lot of road planings were taken down to Emsworth Water Park, and then from there were moved to different sites.
No, you purchased it from way.
No, what did? I went to Wakefield and ordered
Yeah,
the road.
the ones, I do
And they went
apologise.
direct. And
Yes.
I was there back.
Yes, the ones that went to car park were from Wakefield. The others with the 101 code on, which MRC at that time were working, came from here.
No,
And
they're
it
all,
was.
they're showing that they would purchase from Wakefield Council. You've got 4 items that they all have been purchased from Wakefield Council.
The biggest amount of road planings, I can guarantee you, came from Tarmac when they took this road.
In that case, you need to check your account because somebody's paid for something that hasn't been.
Well,
And all the
It was done on a
Right, so,
transfer.
right, we're gonna finish now, and Kathy, Alan's just said that he's going to email you tomorrow, so that's the end of public question time.
Madam Chairman, can I just ask, maybe I'm a little bit thick, it's before my time, what a road plane is?
Just, you know, when they take the time.
Yeah, just
That's
the
fine.
scrapings up that they don't.
That's, I don't know, I'm not an engineer, so.
Well, listen, I'm not an engineer, but I managed to get some places in Fitzwilliam where they've got holes.
So item 4, recorded votes as
Yeah,
per
all right,
minute
love, yeah.
262, 2021 to 22, to consider which items on the agenda will have recorded for. I think we record them all now, anyway, don't we?
Yes, I forgot to email now, I'm going to do this, I'll probably call them all.
I think we record them all anyway. Item 5, town council meetings. To approve the respective minutes of the council meetings held on 13th of October and the extraordinary council meetings held on 10th and 17th of November 2022. Can we have a mover?
Yeah.
And a second?
Yeah.
Are you all in favour? Item 6, committee and subcommittee meetings. To adopt the minutes of committees and their chairs' respective subcommittees as follows. So we'll just go on all and then we'll move them. So Leisure and Recreation, 3rd of November 2022. Finance, 10th of November 2022. Policy and Planning, 10th of November 2022. Can we have a second? All in favour? Item 7, accounts for payment to confirm.
Madam Chair. I thought this one.
What's going on?
Yes.
Talk into it.
Item 7, accounts for payments to confirm the payments of accounts as approved at the Finance Committee meeting held on 10th of November 2022. Yeah. Item 8, correspondence. The town clerk to report on correspondence in respect of the following. A email from a commissioner regarding the cost of the jukebox rental for the Lakeside Cafe Bar.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's a short email from a parishioner about the jukebox at the cafe bar. Council haven't money to waste, and I can't see why they are paying £168 a month for a jukebox at the bar when the park has a full music license, so can play any music from another source, radio, or even at the TV on a music channel. So, if I interpret that, Madam Chair, I believe the parishioner thinks the council should stop using the jukebox. It's up to the council to decide in the line.
Well, I think I've got to agree with now. Obviously, before in summer, obviously it was free play, so people had free play, and they were obviously being able to take through dairy, beer garden, putting the music on. Obviously, it was well played. And before that, there were nobody putting the money in when we used to get so much commission off it. There were nobody putting it in, so it were a really waste of time. So I think it was trialled, but I've got to agree, it's money that we can save, and if members are in favour of that, we'll get the jukebox taken out. If I think we'll get, obviously people have been used to coming in and getting a free play, so there probably might be some complaints about that, but obviously it is £162, is it? 168.
It is nearly £2,000 a year.
Yeah. Yeah, but it is for parishioners as well, and it was free play. We trialled it. Obviously, a member of public's emailed in. I've got to agree with it. So, if you're all in favour, we'll get that jukebox taken out. Yeah, I think.
I know you're going to sell it to.
I think we're all. I think we're all in favour. Yeah.
How long is it?
Item 9, casual vacancy. The town clerk to report accordingly.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Everyone's probably aware that now former councillor Harry Mitchell resigned from the council. As there are now less than 6 months to go to the scheduled elections, there won't be a by-election. The council has a decision to make tonight. whether to leave the position vacant till May or whether to co-opt. If the council goes to the latter, the council can then invite people to express an interest, and then at the next meeting, if that's what members want, will be when the co-option will take place.
I propose that we co-opt.
I second that. Yeah,
Can't we do it now, Alan?
No, tonight isn't who to co-opt, it's whether to co-opt.
If somebody shows an interest, it goes out. And then position won't be filled by February.
There's a procedure.
I'm not aware of that.
So, Sean's proposed, and we've got a second of the co-opt, all in favour? Item 10, community grants and or assistance to consider the following. A request from the Friends of Ashfield House for Christmas vouchers. Alan?
Yes, Madam Chair, the council's done similar in previous year. It's from the Friends of Ashfield House, and they're saying we'd be grateful if once again the council could provide the residents with a £10 account. That's 53 residents.
Yeah, we're all in favour of that.
Yeah.
I think that's, we've done it every year and I think it should continue. I think that's unanimous, Alan. B, a request from Little Fish Soft Play and Community Cafe for a grant to assist with their warm space.
Yes, Madam Chair, I'll read it out, it's not too long. Little Fisher's Soft Play Community Cafe at Hemsworth Methodist Church is part of the Methodist Church. Back in 2016, Hemsworth Methodist had the vision to serve the community by providing a safe place for families and other members of the community meeting. In February 2022, the vision became a reality and Little Fisher's Soft Play and Community Cafe was opened. A range of services are regularly accessed by over 200 people each week. The not-for-profit model that the project uses sees any profit being made by the centre invested back into the community. And they're looking for a grant of around £250. This money will complement the money that has been raised by the centre so far to provide the much-needed warm banks over the winter period.
that's brilliant. In fact, I think we could think of giving them a bit more. Everything's gone up.
Right, so we've got a proposal 250, we've got a second, and we all in favour.
And we'll put it up to
Yeah.
300.
We've just said about,
The vote only has to 250, so.
Oh, yeah, yeah. If they need any extra, just come and have a collection.
Item 11, abuse, intimidation, rudeness policy, to consider a recommendation from the Policy and Planning Committee to amend the abuse, intimidation or rudeness policy so that such matters are dealt with by a standing panel of councillors with reserves.
Yes, Madam Chair, this policy is handled by the chair. The proposal is to change that so it's a part of the standing panel of councillors. So if the council approves it, a panel will need to be appointed. There are no cases at present that would need this, but this would be a standing panel just in case. Minimum of 3 plus a reserve.
Can I just ask, Chair, so this one that we talked about is where we're assuming that you just speeds things up, basically, that one right? So you've got your panel already pre-selected amongst a group of people, and then you pick from there.
Can we adhere to GDPR?
Right, so we've just excuse me, Kathy, it's a council meeting, I'm sorry. Pick a panel. So we've got to pick a panel, we've got, I think, you know, yeah, we've got, yeah. Yeah.
Councilman Milbergus and Councillor Kent. You can reserve as well, Madam Chair.
I think so. Yeah.
Or reserve, then it's conflict, then.
We're all on reserve.
Yeah. Councillor Davis, Councillor Westwood.
Yeah. Councillor Red.
Item 12, freedom of information and subject access procedure. To consider amending the prospective procedure for dealing with freedom of information requests and subject access requests so that such requests do not have to be anonymised, report to the council.
Yeah, at present, Madam Chair, I report all requests anonymously to the council. The proposal is to cut that part of the process out, so people still get replies, but it saves a bit of time.
Oh, yeah, I think that should happen anyway, shouldn't
I
it?
agree with that.
Yeah, so are we all in favour of that? Yeah. Right, item 13, review of public question time. To review the public question time section of council committee meetings. Alan?
Yes, Madam Chair, this was Councillor Brown's proposal, but she can't make it tonight. As I understand it, it was about the where to have the physical time wise, where to have the public question time at the beginning or the end of the meeting. It's up to members where you want to have it.
I'm not doing how it is. The beginning. Yeah.
That should be an end though. And then if there's anything being said during, then the public can ask the question about it at the end of the meeting.
So, it's still 15 minutes though, we're saying.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, I'm saying, I think people have been working, you know, through day.
Run over anyway.
Yeah.
Usually run over anyway, so.
Yeah, but some councillors are, you know, after the meeting, might be ready to leave and not, you know, want to wait half an hour.
We're working.
So,
It's not public are working, you know.
Got questions,
right, we've just.
I was just asking, it would be better to end it, but it's already been sorted out.
No, that's what we just saw.
No, I'm on about, and they've explained it to me.
So, right, all in favour then of having it be after, not before, but after the meeting?
Yeah.
Before exclusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before exclusion, yeah.
Yeah, it's still the same anyway, yeah. Yes, well, yeah, I think it's unanimous, yeah. Because I am happy with start, but it's gonna be, it's gonna be, after. Before it's pushed the present public, so it's still in council, it's still here anyway. Yeah.
Madam Chairman, can I just mention, am I right in saying I'm probably going to get shot down here? We don't need to have public questions. The meetings are for councillors, not for the public. But it's a courtesy that we give them the opportunity to ask questions.
Good practice.
It's good practice.
We brought it in 2019.
I don't want to be shot down, but that's standing over.
Before you had to put a letter in.
Yeah.
Ian, and then you'd get your
Yeah,
answer.
that stops.
But it's a courtesy that we afford the public to be able to ask questions.
Yeah.
Well, it's 15 minutes into it, so.
Yeah, I know.
If they can keep on to that.
Good pointing out.
Right, we're moving on to, Ian, we're moving on to item 14. Audio recordings of confidential sections of meeting. To consider the audio recordings of the confidential part of council committee meetings, i.e. where when the press and public have been excluded. I don't think you can do that.
Advice was sought from YLC in Madam Chair. I did circulate to members, and the advice was not to do so. It was for all the legal difficulties.
Yeah. So we're going to go with a recommendation from YLCA then. Yeah. Right. Item 15, Playworld, Emsworth Water Park, used by local schools, to consider a policy to allow free exclusive use of Playworld by primary schools in the parish during the term time for 1 or 2 days each per year. Well, I can't see any problem with this, but
Can't really refuse them.
for local schools.
Commissioners.
They get access to it anyway in the school, if it's a school project as well, you know, they learn and play, don't they?
Yeah,
So,
like councillor Edge just said, you can't refuse them, it's the parishioners, and that's what it's for.
well, you can, but we're not gonna anyway, are we? So that's why we're gonna make a decision.
I should hope you're not going to.
All remembers of public and to
Well, it's school time, isn't it? It's in school town, so there won't be in any way, would there? Oh, I take
The younger
this,
ones, the younger ones.
yeah,
You know,
well, yeah,
on holiday, so.
I think, oh, that's the thing, I mean, you've got.
Madam Chair, this is the flip side to it. The good thing is that you've got a local school with exclusive use of it. So it's, I think the proposal would be that you strike a balance between allowing that use with a maximum, because you wouldn't allow other children in at the same time as the school there.
I think we've got to, I mean, we can't refuse.
Can I just talk, this is what I've been here 2 summers and we're going to involve someone who said yes. I think what Ian's basically trying to say is, let's just give the clerk the permission to say yes, with certain rules, intern time, blah, 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 and as long as we announce it, that's what you're trying to say.
Well, but I agree with that, but what I'm saying is if what's the younger age, younger from school age, that are not at school, and if they want to use Play World, which they, you know, they're in the community as well, surely they would. So you're saying refuse them?
We do it anyway. We do it anyway.
So we refuse people in parish?
Anyway, just for 1 or 2 days a year. We said the schools can have it for a certain event.
No,
this is a different thing.
no offence, Shay, but if we've got a school in there, don't you think that's enough kids in there anyway?
We get hundreds, don't we, on a.
You don't get hundreds in Play World, because if you do, it's health and safety risk.
Yeah.
Get a lot.
Think at a certain age.
Yeah.
The only thing I was going to add regarding it is, they've obviously got to give us plenty of notice to have it. So it's probably going to be a month at least, if not 2 months. We don't know what the weather's going to be like. So I think we should give them the opportunity to cancel it if it happens to be pitch black. Coming down in raining quite heavy. So if it started raining, then they can cancel it.
Well, that would be right, so we're gonna move to item 16. Sorry. Yeah, if it's already been done, but they wouldn't use it anyway in Fleet or anything.
But give them the
That
opportunity
is an
to
outcome.
cancel it and rebook.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, that's a good idea to cancel it and rebook if the weather's stops it from happening that day.
Designation of council information to consider a policy to restrict the dissemination of financial information so that is only issued by the council, the finance committee or the town clerk.
Yeah, could you just explain what you put out that thing where you block down what you think I said there?
It's just the publication of financial information, just to avoid any doubt. It's better that it comes from one source being the account.
It did sound like that on email I got, so I thought, well, but yeah, that's what I think. If there's going to be financial information going out, we all need to know about what's going out.
Yeah.
So it should come to council first instead of, and then we can correct it if it's wrong. Then there's no misleading. There's nothing.
Yeah, because
It's always been there.
It hasn't been like that.
You know, it's this, no, it's not how it's been, it's just been sent out tonight. About it. This is.
And are we not supposed to get these like before the meeting instead of during the meeting?
That's not from the town.
But is that supposed to be like 7 days before?
It is, yeah, but that's not from the town clerk or from the agenda.
So you get sprung on as soon as they come in with that. That's
Going all over us. Right, well, you can take it home and read it, can't you?
well, it's too late now, isn't it?
Today, you've got meeting, isn't it?
It's from
Yeah. Yeah.
Supposed to read these before the meeting.
no.
You probably have most of these documents before anyway.
Yeah, we've had them about 7 times.
Don't find out.
I know you're going to. I know you're going to.
Can we not take it now? You're not taking any questions, sorry. Can we get a decision on this item 16? I'm sorry, I don't get to be happy, but I've got to say, it's a council meeting and we're not having public questions. So Right, so
So can we have a vote and when
it
we
is,
discuss the
if
council
you've
report?
Yeah.
so.
Can we have a vote?
It's understanding, which to prevent things like information being handed out prior to meetings, that kind of thing. That's my understanding.
Yes.
Right, so in future then, you get prior notice and it's sent to councillors.
We
And
used to.
only
Yeah.
released by finance committee.
Yeah, it should be, there should really only be on finance committee.
Right, so,
Then let's see what she has to say
I
now.
think we'll agree to that, 7 days prior, just like the meetings, we have 7 days notice, don't we, so.
Yeah.
Right, item 17, corporate risk assessment to review the council's corporate risk assessment.
Yeah, it's been circulated to members, Madam Chair, they can write a group.
Are we all? Yeah. Are we all in favour?
Yeah.
Yeah. 18, budget update and payments to the town council to report accordingly.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, let's circulate an update to all members. Cutting a long story short, as of the second quarter, the council was 9% over budget. So as per my report, I recommend there be no more budget to spend this year.
Item 19, Citizens Advice Service 2023 to 2024 to consider provisions of the Citizens Advice Service at Hemsworth Community Centre in 2023-24.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Citizens Advice currently charge the council for the year 3,500, and for next year, starting in April 2023, their cost will go up to 3,850. Does the council want to accept that?
Can we defer that?
Can we get figures on how many people attend?
Sorry, can you say that
Can we
again?
have figures on how many attend? and stuff like that?
When is the community centre available for citizens? I didn't know anything about this.
Yes.
Can't post anything.
1 day fortnight.
1 day for.
Yeah,
Just a particular days, online twice a month, which isn't once a fortnight.
Any
yeah, I
particular
mean, it
day?
is, sorry.
Any particular day? Sorry, Madam
It's
Chair.
a regular day, I think it's from memory, it's Thursdays.
Oh. Sorry, I'll
Yeah. Yeah, but you defer it well January then, and we'll just get some information, Alan, how many users it is, yeah, obviously with budgets as well, so.
And if it's
Yeah.
put up on a notice board and people can see it, you'll know what's going to happen, won't
Right, item 20, internal auditor, to confirm the council's internal auditor for 2022 to 2023.
Yes, Madam Chair, this was deferred from earlier this year. The council needs to appoint an internal auditor. The one for the past 3 years has been Holby Financial Services. This is like a new chartered accountant. I recommend the council appoint him, and then next May the council can review and then reappoint him or appoint somebody else.
I'll propose that.
I'll go with the council.
Yeah, well, I think, yeah, so, council's recommendation are deferred it.
No, I didn't say what.
Yeah.
What-
Yeah. Item 21, workplace pension auto enrolment declaration, the town clerk to report accordingly.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Every 3 years, every employee has to declare that it's compliant with its own enrollment duties with regards to workplace pensions. I can confirm that the assessment's been done, and I've sent a declaration to the pension regulator.
Item 22, West Yorkshire Pension Funds, actual assessment. Yeah, thank you. Town clerk to report accordingly.
Yeah, it's a separate item to that's one, Madam, even though it relates to pensions. The pension fund conducts an assessment every few years. They're currently doing that, and I'll report next year when they report back.
Yeah, item 23, so, we're just gonna have to get another chair while.
Madam Chair, just to clarify, you have a peculiar interest on this
Yes.
item, so you can
Yes.
speak about it. The vice chair is present, so for this item, the council will need to elect a chair.
I propose your
Come on, Sharon, let's not go through it.
Hey,
Yeah, okay, that's good.
no, she's having to go.
That's fine. So. Item 23, there is an email that I need to read out, that I've just received. On October 21st, on 21st of October 2019.
Don't say which from.
Oh, sorry, it's from
Some groundwork, Mr.
Eccles, sorry, I do apologise. So on 21st of October 2019, AG and HG Groundworks were approached by Hands of Town Council for permission to use the farmers' parking area at Kinsley. So missions were time being of the essence and highway safety due to fatalities on Wakefield Road, Kinsley. The request was for the council to use the land for residents parking attending Hands of Town Council annual bonfire and fireworks display. The agreement was subject to 1, carry out the appropriate risk assessments. 2, providing the council made the parking surface safe. 3, provide the appropriate insurance. 4, provide the appropriate parking safety staff. Due to heavy rainfall, it was not until 4th of November 2019 that the parking surface was completed. By the 5th of November 2019, the council had complied with the owner's stipulations and HTC were given keys for the gates. The HTC council manned the car park that evening and any parking fees the council retained. After the above date, the council were allowed to use the parking area as a summer water park overflow parking. Again, due to concerns with highways and industrial estate safety and numerous times, including permission to accommodate a fun fair from 2019 to 2021. All fees charged were retained by the HTC council, which are £1,230, plus the use of free parking over this period. Due to the derogatory and abusive comments by some councillors and residents, despite this service being available to the HTC council, AG and HD Groundwork, with all due respect, regrettably hereby terminate the agreed statement above forthwith. This is not without prejudice termination notice, in that any further potential libelous comments by individual councillors on social media or public meetings will personally be held accountable and pursued through the courts. These actions will be presumed negligent and such councillors are put on notice they will hold no legal liability financial obligation from Hands of Town Council. AG and HD Groundworks also respectfully recommend the town clerk put all town councils on notice of their legal entity and personal liability in this matter. HGE on behalf of AG and HD Groundwork Limited.
I know we can't say anything.
Well, it's right there.
Unbelievable.
Well, that's
Unbelievable.
That information this morning from you, Alan, you said you had.
Because
no
it came in this afternoon.
correspondence.
Can I just say?
It said the 21st of October.
Can we take this into exclusion of?
Yes,
please?
exclusion and public exclusion. All I can say is that it was sent on Saturday, November 19th at 0600, according to the email chain.
So you didn't get it this afternoon.
You just said he had it this afternoon.
So I think we're going to have to.
Chairman, correct.
I could be wrong.
This was handed to me this afternoon by this gentleman here.
Yeah.
It was this afternoon.
So yes, so I must apologise. That was the email was sent, but it wasn't sent to the town clerk.
Oh, sent it then.
Oh.
He will go in exclusion.
There were comments,
Be careful what you say, please.
there were a comment on social media, said, and the town council and the public, certain councillors have been jumped. And we have.
now invite the council chair back in, we'll have to move that item into, exclusion. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Aren't we allowed it?
Are you going to work?
Been practicing our lawyers. Ooh, now then.
Item 24, audit report. To receive the audit report from KL King Chartered Accountants.
Yes, Madam Chair, the report's been circulated and will be published in the next few days. I recommend the council accepts the report and implements the recommendation.
Are you
Are you all in
sending them out?
favour?
Are you sending them out
Yeah.
to everybody?
It's been sent out already.
Has it?
Are we all in favour? Can we have some hands shown, or are we abstaining? So we've
No,
got-
nobody's abstaining. It's either yes or no.
No, it's
It's either yes or no. We don't abstain. If
Put
you
your
want to
hand up.
abstain, say it.
The procedure is put your hand up.
No.
If you don't put your hand up, you abstain. Am I right or wrong?
What if I don't put it when I say yes?
Ask for all those in favour.
Yeah, that's
Thank
what you
you.
said. All in favour? Well, against. So we've got an abstention. Alan, are you, is your hand up, Alan, or down? What is it? It's up. Item 25, freedom of information request, the town clerk to report an anonymised freedom of information request received to be authorised the respect to authorise the respective responses accordingly.
Just as a little aside, Madam Chair, because this will be the last type of agenda item, this, because the council tonight decided not to have this item in future. So, the requests in the past couple of weeks, Madam Chair, have been related to various financial information.
Item 27, mental health practitioner training to consider funding for mental health. Excuse me, item 26, volunteer groups, celebration networking to consider holding an event to celebrate the work of local volunteer groups and to facilitate networking between them.
So this was, I mean, I did propose something similar. Can I hear people hear me? I did propose something similar to this beginning of the year, and then we're talking with some of the volunteers. They sort of suggested that we didn't want celebrating, they want a bit of help, so that we changed it to the lamppost event. On speaking to throughout the year, rest of the year, there's a few volunteers sort of saying, well, actually, it's not a bad idea. We will quite like it. So basically, I'd like to. We've been working with Councillor McGuinness here, and the proposal would be for Thursday, the 12th of January. For the Spine Court generously offered the use of their facilities. I saw this set them roughly 40 numbers, but we didn't know at the time. So based on 40 people, probably a small buffet, which it quote from Pam, I said it would be £100. What I would propose is that we basically have a up to £200 that the councils put in, so the volunteers can all get together, they can mix to each other, they can talk, they can network, that sort of thing, but also celebrate, have a bit of a night out for them.
Yeah.
Bed on drinks, just spot some food. So I would propose that we put in up to £200, and then the volunteers would come back to the clerk, say if they want to go, we can get some numbers. We can feed the numbers back to the lady for the cop, and up to £200 the council would support.
Yeah.
We are in favour?
I've got concerns about, I mean, we've got people from Fitzwilliam and
Actually,
Kingsley and all that.
Yeah.
It's a long way for them to travel, and it's
It is, Maxine,
gonna
and
be hard for them to get up there, really, isn't it?
that is one thing considered. Again, this thing was we could throughout the years, if we continue with this, move it to different.
I believe I'm right in saying that we've had one down here before, the last year.
No, we had
Was
a,
it something similar?
that was a proposal, but then it was changed to a signpost event.
Right, but maybe it's next year, then we can hold it over Fitzwilliam.
It's going away.
Yeah, because they're still getting them up there. There's that,
Still got to get them
them from
there.
Emsworth and then walk up at Ashfield Road.
If that house goes that as well then. Believe me, I don't know what they
We'll have to have a good talk about that, because it's not fair if they can't make it, we've got to be able to get them there, you know.
Well, we've got a proposal, we've got a seconder, I don't believe, so, all them that's, you know, support it without a bus,
talk about that.
and then talk about that. Or do you want to,
How much minibus? I don't know what the cost on that. February, you know?
or do you want to defer it to a later, to get more organised? I don't know.
Hopefully lots of minibus on that.
What you want to do, on your own.
The two women, oh, big stuff up so.
Well, just say how much is your bus, for how many, and then we'll see how many gonna go. And where
It's depending on, it depends on drops, doesn't it?
yeah,
So,
That's not a problem.
can I just propose it for now, just propose on the £200, and then I'll look into the, get people there and not.
Right, so we've got a proposal for £200 without, up to £200. And then Sean, you're gonna look into getting,
Once we get numbers,
I don't even think about it.
No, I did, Maxine, that's why I was saying.
It's like Remembrance Sunday, so,
Yeah,
yeah, I agree, it needs to be, I'm gonna support, like, Emsworth.
yeah, but we need to support Fitzwilliam and Kingsley, because it don't get supported.
Oh, there's a number of that, I'll look at the transport.
They forget where it is.
well, did the lady at the pub say £100?
£100 for 40 people, obviously more than 40 people, it'll be more.
Yeah,
That's why I said
We'll get some figures.
yeah, it might be that, I don't know, you might get more, so it'll, you know, stick to the 40, see what, and then you've got £100 there that probably could get.
That's why I said, if we go to 200, then.
So let's see, yeah, all in favour?
As long as you remember where Fitzwilliam and Kingsley are.
Hold
You are, love.
on there.
But remember you're getting kicked out.
Item 27, mental health practitioner training, to consider funding for mental health practitioner training.
Well, this is me again. So I was talking to a lovely young lady up at the Methodist Church, Kirsty. She mentioned that she does mental health first aid training. And because it was funded by the Methodist Church, she has to do 2 a year. Normally, this would be £325 per person. The proposal would be, and this is for people going to volunteer. The thought is the likes, so like the full banks, the warm banks, some of the just the general volunteers, there are people out there that call face, if you like. And they deal with people and they see people every day who suffer from or starting to suffer from mental health. This first aid training would give people the tools to help people to get to the right places, that sort of thing. The proposal would be that it is for no more than 16 people, and instead of £325 per person, it would be around £50 per person. So a total of £800, give or take a few pounds. So my proposal would be that if it's supposed to try £800, my proposal would be that the council would fund that, the warm banks, the volunteers, then people would put themselves forward if they want this mental health first aid training.
Very good, isn't it?
What's your thoughts, everybody?
Very good idea, that.
We've got Andy's man's club.
Is that these people,
There's women who gets it as well.
it's for men, which is well needed, but also this is for anybody. This is for people who I don't know, Lynn works in food, was like in the food banks. She will see people more than what Anne's mentioned, she can then, this is reserved if people in volunteers and next training. Lynn could then put people in the right direction, but also she'd be able to spot some things, she's got the proper training to spot when people have an issue. Sometimes these people may not realise they're getting themselves into that sort of issue. Mental health picks up on you, it's horrible when it comes in, all of a sudden, people forcing you to do it, that's why people, family need to do it.
How long would this service last then for £18, you know?
The trainers, mental health first aiders.
You know what I'm saying, how long would it last, you know?
The training,
Is it just that one session?
it's a one session, yeah, it's not a repeat, it's a one-off £800. If the council decides to do different people in a year or two, then and speak to this lady in sister, then the council have to come back, but this is just a one-off. Oh, no.
So what you're saying, like, it's not like a first aid where you have to train every 3 years?
Yeah, at the moment, no. Mental health first aid. If you go, then we'll come back in 3 years and put it to that council. I can't speak about a council.
Oh, I'm not saying that.
Right, please give some, that.
I like the idea, I wouldn't mind doing it.
Right, so,
How
we've got a proposal, Charles.
£50 plus minus a couple of quid, it's not.
We've got a seconder Ian, I think. Are we all in favour?
Can I just say, we need the assessments on the volunteers, groups and that, notices. And so we're running from the council to see and pass it detail on the person.
Item 28, Christmas float, consider having a Christmas float in parish.
What?
The Christmas float. Give selection boxes out.
So it's one complete, so we
Yeah.
States.
Yeah.
Something on, I don't know. Yes, it's a good idea, it's great, minor concerns is that we've got the proper risk assessments, because we also don't want someone to hurt himself.
We've done it for the last 3 Christmases, this will be the 4th one. Everything's been in place, risk assessment, insurance, and Gordon's provided truck, diesel and costs. And when we've done Old People's Home at Fitzwilliam, Kingsley and Emsworth, me and Councillor Eccles have provided presents for them. In fact, Jean wraps them all up. We've delivered them a couple of days before Christmas for old people. There's a lot of old people that's in these old folks' homes, don't get anybody to see them, they don't get any presents at Christmas, so at least they've got something to hold. Like I say, this will be 4th year, so it's down church people here.
So I was making sure that we're not.
Yes.
That's all I'm making sure.
I'll make sure everything's in place. Yeah, I think that's got to be done. I think, for myself, I think standing. I'm sorry, we're not having public questions. Yeah, I think a proper route, and then people will know that they're going, because they're all saying it can't come up my street, but sometimes you can't get down them streets, but trust me, the kids come running, they all know and they absolutely love it. And also, like Councillor Kenny has just said, you'd be surprised them pensioners in home, they all come to Wilders, they all get a present, they'll love it. So it's up to councillors anyway. So
I think as long as we've got the tech provisions in place, then we pass through.
yeah, I think proper rule, Alan. Yes, and also publish to make sure that everybody knows. Are we all in favour?
But why is he making out? They don't get
Yeah.
presents when they do.
I think that's unanimous.
Yeah, can I just answer that question? We had a letter from the old folks home down Grove Lane. And we got some emails from some of the staff that work there saying that there's residents in there that have no family.
Yeah.
And it would be a good idea if we could call down as a council. All I can tell you is 3 years ago.
You've gone into some, and I'm not allowing public questions time. We know that pensioners in these nursing homes get presents.
Yes, they do.
Because my mother-in-law was in, they all get presents, Jim. But they did obviously they did say, and I just think it's an added bonus for them, because they say the light up. The light up. I think that the fact
And
that.
I've worked, you know.
The fact that we do go to nursing homes, that they know how much we think about them being there and what they do. That's my opinion. But obviously, and it's the light up of the vehicle as well that they all look forward to. And they do. The kids love it, and that's why it's come up again. So. Yeah, we just said there's going to be a designated rooms. Yeah, so balances from item 29, balances from 218 to 222 to consider the council's year-end balances from 218 to 22.
I don't understand this one. I don't understand this.
Yeah, your balances from 2018 on the precept. From 2018, there were no increase on precept. 2019, no increase on precept, and we provided extra facilities. 2020, we COVID, so things slowed down a bit. We had less income down at Water Park and Lakeside Cafe, but the town clerk did a good job claiming what he could from Wakefield Council government. In 2021, things got back to normal again. We still managed on the same budget once again and provided extra facilities, and we knocked the car park charges off at the Water Park in 2020, I think it was, which we took it to 30,000 with that. We also provided the carveries, and in 2022 again, we kept the precepts same. And I just hope that, you know, we can do budgets up again. As well as that, we did hanging baskets, we did Christmas trees at Fitzwilliam and Kingston that we've never had before, and a multitude of other things.
No, it's not a big problem. I think, sorry, I'll go on and on.
Did the preset go up? The answer is yes and no, just to be awkward. What the household paid didn't go up, but overall, because there were more households, the total preset went up.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't put houses. Yeah.
They stopped it and they got it.
Yeah.
They stopped it, yeah. Yeah, but they're not actually that one.
I have noticed as well that the decoration or the Christmas lights. I don't know about Fitzwilliam, I haven't been up there yet that way.
Well, you need to.
Well, we've got a lot more than we had last year because
Well, I'm glad you are.
I think we come. No, I did for Maxine.
I'm not just blaming you for that.
No, myself.
Fitzwilliam and Kingsley have been neglected for a long time.
Agreed.
For years.
So
And we still
I
are.
made a point of it. I don't know if you flash, the day before last, it was already started for that year when I mentioned it. And that our Fitzwilliam and Kingsley get very little lights compared to other areas. And I've noticed, I'm hoping it's going to be the same with Fitzwilliam because there is extra lights this year in Kingsley.
Well, you need to go and have a look.
Well, I'm sure Alan did his homework on that because we have improved. But I will have a look at Fitzwilliam.
No, but it's saying we talking about Christmas
He
trees.
did voice his concern
You're
about
talking
it.
about Christmas trees,
Yeah.
Fitzwilliam and Kingsley have done their own, they trimmed them up.
Yeah, we did until we did that until we got it from, we paid Wakefield to have them, done permanently, so that them lights that were on last year, even though they did really well to get them up.
Last minute, because I reminded Alan that we didn't have one again.
It was last minute they got done.
And then Alan did his best and got us one. Which thank you.
What's
Thank
that
you.
about, Alan?
When I
Because the
reminded,
trees were bought together for Fitzwilliam and Kingsley, and they were trimmed up together. So what did we get?
we came late. It came late, didn't it, Alan? And I had to email you. I've got the emails. I can still send them on if you want. And I just said, just to
Yeah, I
remind you,
think they
Alan.
did Kingsley and then they did Fitzwilliam, I think. I think that's what it was.
I've
I
just
know
looked,
they
I've
were-
had to
They
like
were
switch
done
on.
and approved at the same time to get them. So, but like I said, they look a lot better now, Wakefield's in them, because the lights are more prominent.
Yeah, the
They're a
lights are
lot
nice.
better.
Well,
So-
look, it's cost Wakefield's done it.
It's the
So,
lights are nice.
You mean somebody's welcome
I
to
do-
Wakefield?
Item 30, councillor's conduct, to consider councillor's conduct. We're going to move this to exclusion of press and public.
Why?
So.
Why?
Because, I realise that when you
So it's good night to the public and we'll carry on exclusion. Press and public. Thank you.
I put it on an